Hi, welcome to Wood and Stuff Workshop. I've just lit the fire because today it's a bit nippy. Let's get in the workshop. Right, it's a bit of a mess in here from just finishing my project, and that was the robot project, doing that rack. But this is what happens after I've done a project. The place is left in a mess, a bit of a mess, so I have to sort out this. But this is what happens every time I do a project. I'm too busy doing the project and things just get chucked all over the place. But some of this, because I had to make room for that, I had to move my stuff that I use for sharpening over out the way. When I got hold of this bandsaw off Facebook Marketplace, it came with this base, and the base has got a drawer in that they'd put in, but there's still runners there from when they had another drawer or something in there. So I think what I'm going to do is make a shelf or something that comes out that's got all my sharpening stuff for sharpening my chisels. That's one of the jobs that I want to do. Somewhere I've got some black slotted screws that I might put around, like as if they're parts of the fixing of the robot. If I can find them, I might put some of them on. Somebody asked why did I put the groove, saw the groove in the bottom there. It's just to represent two sides of tracks, you know, a left track and a right track. I've also got 3 chisels coming for to replace these cheap rubbish ones that come with the lathe. Get sorted with the chisels and then hopefully get on with some more turning soon. When I walked in, you might have noticed this stool has just turned up. That's a brand new one that I bought, and that's to replace this one down here, because I got this old like tractor seat. It's just it's just plastic, but in the style of a tractor seat, so I can adjust the height on that, and it swivels as well. The only trouble is it's got this sort of felty sort of material top, which is going to be lovely for sawdust sticking into it, so I'll have to give it a good whack to get the dust out now and again. It's nice and comfy. I can't wheel myself around on it, but I can spin myself around on it, so that's good. Hang on, what did I say? Did I say do the shelf first? I'm going to sort out the mess first. When I was doing the robot, the base there, you saw me cutting with this saw that's in a right state, this handsaw. And the reason being is this is one that I had chucked down the garden. That's because I gave my son my best one. So I splashed out and spent a whopping £3.99 on a work zone saw from food shopping. I just see it on the way round and I thought, God blimey, I need another handsaw. I know these are only chuck away, but it's not that often that I use a handsaw. Like the wife says, if it hasn't got a switch to switch it on, then I don't really know how to use it. So that's why I was using that manky old rusty thing, because that's the only one I'd got left after I'd given the other one away. So I just thought I better replace it. But yeah, some of you might have been in shock at the state of my tools. I do have to clean them up now and again, but I don't let them get this bad. So this is a lot better now that it's got extraction on it. Let's just show you this a minute. There was somebody mentioned, it was Carl at Carl Pope Woodcraft, mentioned with his record dust extractor, the ring at the top, you don't clamp up. In these instructions, this is a transit strap, or so that's what they call it, something like that. So it's just for clipping on when you want to move it. And I checked our ones at work, the instructions for the old ones at work, and they say take it off as well. You got to unstrap it. You're supposed to take this off, but and on this lumberjack it says to do your strap up. It mentions about putting the filter and everything in, and then the last step is to click the strap on. And I checked with the Shapash one, and that was to put the strap on. And I checked with also a SIP one as well, and that was to do the strap up. So I don't know whether, I know that the instructions on this says do it up, but so I'm just trying it now. I've just tried it now, just with this sitting on there. So like with a record one. Anyway, I'm just seeing if it's okay like that, because I don't want to be causing it harm with it being done up. So I'll see how it goes. If I have to do the strap up, then I will. But it seems to now got extraction on here. It's loads better. It's just a little bit of dust, but then I've got that little vacuum working the crown guard from there. Right, let's carry on with this. Doing here is making just a really quick rough tray, because all I'm going to do is have like just a little tray that's on the runners. That'll do for now. That's all I want, is just to put the sharpener on there and my stones here, and they'll just have, it'll be more like just a shelf on runners, but that'll just be sitting there, because I'm not that bothered about dust and stuff getting in, because I'll be able to just vac it out and such like. So this is just all a load of scrap. Just going to screw it all together and then attach it to the runners and then load it up. That'll do the job. So just a tray that pulls out with all my sharpening stuff, so I know where it is and where to get to it. But that's all I need. I don't mind it being open a bit like that. Right, the last job for today is, I think I should get round to putting this onto this bandsaw. I've been saying I'm going to do this for ages and never got round to it. So what I need, I made the fence to fit the circular saw, and now this is the offcut from the box section, the aluminium box section that I used on that, and I'm going to use that on this, on the bandsaw, so I can use this fence that I have for the table saw. I'll be able to use it on here as well, so it fits that box nicely. So I've got to find a way of fitting this to this, but in a position where it doesn't get in the way of this, of that where it slides, because that goes over the top. It goes over the top, over the front, and half the way over the back as well, just there. So I'm going to have to fix him from the bottom, I think. And the other problem is that, as well as fixing that there, it's got to come off so I can take the bandsaw blade off. So it's got to be removable from there. The way I think I'm going to do this is have these brackets coming out from the bandsaw there. So this piece would be riveted. I'll drill a hole and rivet that and fix it onto the bandsaw. So there'll be two of them. But then, when they fit under there, I'm going to have to make some kind of slot for a bolt to go through, to slide across and be able to go through the bracket, and then I can put a wing nut underneath. So they're in position on the rail there. So now I've just got to get the height where this needs to go. I'll just mark through and then be able to drill them to rivet the brackets on. But I just need to get the height on here. So if I just put that in place and let it sit down to the bed. Right, drill them. We should be nearly there. So I'm not super keen on having these brackets sticking out the side of here. I'd sooner all that lot come off, but this is just a simple way for me to fix them. And that rail, this rail will be on all the time anyway, so it'll stop you running into the edge of it. Right, there ain't that much room behind. I can feel this rivet hitting the other side of this piece, so I'm hoping that I can just keep pressing it a bit, let it start getting squashed up, and then it'll have enough room. That's the plan. Let's have a look. For it to get tight. Yeah, that's doing it a treat. So that should work. Oh, actually, look, that's still got movement in it. That's okay, actually. That'll be alright, that side wave movement. Once these are clamped on, they won't move at all. And it's only the trying to keep it the distance away from there. I've got a little bit of movement in there, so I could adjust it slightly, I think. Right, so that's them in place. So all I've got to do now is slide these underneath. If I've made enough, yeah, that's okay. Take one of them out. The other one can just get slid under while it's already there, like that. This one can slide through and drop through the top. Might need to put some spring washers under there actually to keep it nice and tight. I think I'll go and find some, and then I'll bolt that on. Yeah, I'll do that up and see what it looks like. I'll find some spring washers. Right, what I've done is measured the gap in there, because like I say, it does, I can adjust it slightly forward and back, so I've got it exactly the same at either end, so now it should be lovely and parallel with the table. And so that all fits on now, so you can just hook it on and it slides up and down. And the good thing is, because this bar's a little bit longer than the table, this does slide a bit further than so you get a bit extra width in there, so that's pretty good. Yeah, that's great. So now I've got a fence on there. Finally got it done. Job done. So now this fence fits there, and it goes across and fits on the table saw as well. Right, that's them few jobs done. I've got the main ones done. I wanted that sharpening shelf and this out the way and finished, just so it's done. So I'm glad I got them done. So now I've made a mess again after doing this, so I'm just going to tidy up and I'm going for my tea. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing. And all there is to say is take care, and I'll see you next time.